Assalamualaikum and good morning. So, for video lecture on chapter 2, I want to continue the first learning objective of this chapter that I have not finished yet with you. Okay, so this chapter 2, Global e-business and collaboration. So let's look again at student learning objective. So the first one, what major features of a business are important for understanding the role of information system? Okay, so actually we have to look at the major features of a business. Okay, then today we will continue the role of information system and the rest of student learning objective. How do systems serve different management groups in a business? How do systems that link the enterprise improve organizational performance? And why are systems for collaboration and teamwork so important? And what technologies do they use? And lastly, what is the role of the information system function in a business? Okay, so we have done this part. Okay, in our last class, we have defined what is business. Okay, and then what are the basic business function. So every business has 4 functional areas, generic, okay, in general: production and manufacturing, sales and marketing, accounting and finance, and human resource. Okay, and then we have looked into business process. So I just summary, okay, what have we learned before this. So business process will help to clarify tasks and maintain order in an organization. Okay, and then we have looked into several levels in business and firm hierarchies. There are 3 levels here. So I can say that a good information system serves all these 3 management level, and actually this information system will help a firm monitor its environment. Here, the organization, the 5 entities here, and also the external environment. Okay, and then lastly we stop at this slide. The role of information system in a business, we have covered this in chapter 1, if you can still remember. Okay, so firm invest in information systems in order to again achieve operational excellence, develop new products and services, attain customer intimacy and service, improve decision making, promote competitive advantage, and lastly to ensure survival. So in other words, information system also help a firm achieve these 6 business objective. Okay, now types of business information system. So there is no single information system that will satisfy all of needs of an organization. As I mentioned before, there are basically 3 levels in an organization. Okay, but there is no single information system that can satisfy all of needs of an organization. So at first glance, it can be difficult to comprehend all the different systems in a business, and even more difficult to understand how they relate to one another. So actually we want to continue, or we want to look at now system for different management groups. There are 3 levels, right? Okay, so I will introduce you to transaction processing system, in short TPS. So this system will keep track of basic activities and transaction of organization. Okay, transaction processing system. If I give you an example before this on cashier, okay, who monitor at the checkout counter. Okay, so when he or she scan the barcode and so on, actually that involve transaction processing system. And then we will look into system for business intelligence. So system for business intelligence is address decision making needs of all levels of management. So the systems are management information system, decision support system, and executive support system. So these three systems are called as system for business intelligence. Okay. So now we look one by one, okay, in detail. Transaction processing system. It serves operational managers. So the operational level of an organization includes various units such as order processing, material movement control, payroll, accounts payable, and employee record keeping, for example. So this level, in other words, is responsible for daily operation. Okay. So the information in this level is called as transaction processing system. So called because they record the routine transaction that take place in everyday operations. So that's why its name is transaction processing system. Okay, principal purpose is to answer routine question and to track the flow of transaction through the organization. So according to this slide, okay, there are some example: inventory question, granting credit to customer. Okay, it also monitors status of internal operation and firm's relationship with external environment. So transaction processing system will combine data in various ways to fulfill the hundred of information needs a company requires to be successful. So the data are very detailed at this level. Okay. For instance, a TPS, in short, okay, a TPS will record how many kilo of sugar are used in making, for example, in making a candy bar. So it also record the time it takes from beginning to end to make the candy bar. Okay, and it also can record the number of people working on the assembly line when the candy bar is made and what functions they perform. So all these are transaction processing system involved. Okay. As continue to my example just now, because when business use transaction processing system, actually it help the company. For example, just now I give you the candy bar. Okay, the candy bar maybe like what the candy bar, maybe like Snickers or Mars. Okay, can be that type of candy bar lah. Okay, for example, how many Snickers candy bar did we produce yesterday, or how much sugar do we have on hand for today's production run for Snickers candy bar. So all these routine question can be answered by transaction processing system. Okay, because there's more to making the Snickers candy bar than just running the assembly line. A TPS will record the sales and marketing transaction as well. So the system will record not just the number of ringgit used in the marketing program, but also how many stores are actually stocking the Snickers candy bar and where the product is located inside the stores. Okay. So you have to remember that a lot of work is required to get the product from the manufacturing plant to the store shelf. So how much did the company pay to package the product, store the product, and ship the product to the store? For example, just now the Snickers candy bar, how much it costs. Okay, so all this data actually can be recorded in a transaction processing system or TPS, right down to how many, for example, truck driver are required to deliver this product to, for example, to 7-Eleven store, for example. Okay. And one more thing is that you need to take note, this TPS, transaction processing system, is a major producer of information for other systems. That's why I already told you before that when the company want to invest in information system, if they don't have enough capital, they need to start with transaction processing system first, because it is a root. Okay, if you have the transaction processing system, then you can have another next system, because everything is start from the transaction processing system. Okay, and it is highly central to business operation and functioning. So the best transaction processing system will be integrated throughout the organization to supply useful information to those who need it when they need. Okay, so to summarize about this transaction processing system, the transaction processing system record the data from everyday operation throughout every division or department in the organization that we have learned in the earlier of this chapter. Okay, and then each division or department is tied together through this transaction processing system to provide useful information to management level throughout the company. So this transaction processing system will provide information to the upper level. Okay, this is the illustration example of transaction processing system. Given here is a payroll TPS. Okay, so a TPS for payroll processing, it captures employee payment transaction data such as time card. Okay, so system output include online and hard copy reports for management and employee paycheck. So if, as you can see here, that's the input here, the process, and also the output. Okay, so all the employee data will be kept on the database, and the payroll system will process all the data from database to give output to whatever request that have been made, whether it is online or hard copy or other party that want the data, like here to government agencies. Okay, this is payroll TPS. Okay, next we look for system for business intelligence. Okay, the first one is management information system. So if you think about the function of managers that you may have learned about this in other courses, okay, maybe in your in your first semester. Okay, what is the function of managers? Directing, controlling, communicating, planning, and also decision making. So each manager takes on this role countless time in a day. So managers review endless amount of data that will make their jobs easier and more efficient. So business and organization collect billions and billions of pieces of data on everything from customers to suppliers to business partners. So collecting the data is the easy part, almost too easy to collect the data. Once the data are collected, it's much more difficult for managers and executives to actually use them to make smart decisions. So this given, the important or the rise or the occur of business intelligence software application that can help managers make sense of all that data. Okay, so decision makers can find the hidden pattern and trend in the data and use that information to the organization benefits. Okay, that one is the business intelligence, the start of business intelligence system. And the first one is management information system. So management information system provide middle managers with reports on firms' performance to help monitor firm and predict future performance. Okay, so this management information system or MIS are designed to produce information on a periodic basis instead of on a daily recurring basis, such as in transaction processing system. So managers also require information on an exception basis. That is, they need to know if production is higher or lower than the targeted rate, or if they are over or under their budget. Okay, so the question that they may ask, for example, how far behind in production are we for this quarter of the year, or how many more workers would we need if we increase production by 10,000 items per quarter, for example lah. Okay, so it can summarize and report on basic operations using data from TPS. Provide weekly, monthly, annual result, but may enable drilling down into daily or hourly data. So the manager can use this MIS to help them to make decision in this level. So typically not very flexible system with little analytic capability. Okay, so all divisions in the company can see what's going on throughout the corporation. Information can be passed from department to department so that they are all working on the same page. Okay. Now again, we have looked into TPS, transaction processing system. It starts from the bottom level, and now we are looking at the business information system. Why? This what we call the intelligent. Wait, we look here. The system for business intelligence. Okay, so system for business intelligence, because to how? Because to get the data is very easy, but to analyze it, how to make it benefit, the information benefit to the organization, we need other system. That's why this system help managers to make their decision making. That's why it is called as system for business intelligence. Okay. Okay, look at this figure. Transaction processing system. For example here, order processing system, material resource planning system, and then general ledger system. Okay, all these are transaction processing system. In order processing system, it has its own database, the order file. And then in material resource planning system, it also have its own database, production master file. And then general ledger system have its accounting file. Okay, so this MIS will obtain the data from TPS. For example here, the sales data, unit product cost data, product change data, and expense data. So all these data are important to manager to make their decision. So all these data, they are not collect it directly from the customer, but they take it from the transaction processing system who already take the data from the customer. Okay, and then From this, managers can gain access to the organizational data through these MIS files, and then it can provide them with the appropriate reports that they want to look at. For example, the hard copy, the online display and dashboard. Okay, then the manager can use all this. So this figure basically show you how MIS obtain their data from TPS. These are the example of MIS report. Okay, this report showing summarized annual sales data was produced by the MIS. So actually MIS reports are intended to summarize performance of the firm. Okay, for example here, product by product, region by region level, and then have the actual sale, the plan and actual versus plan. So typically they report performance against plan objective. For example, plan sales of carpet cleaner. It is planned for 4.8 million in the quarter. So actual sales are about 4 million. So this disparity should alert a manager to find out why the sales shortfall occurred. Okay? Why? So today MIS reports to middle management are increasingly delivered not as paper report but online summaries of operation. So increasingly these internal reports are available on mobile platform like smartphone. Okay, they use the dashboard. Okay, so this is the sample lah of MIS report that can be used by the manager. Okay, the second one is decision support system. So decision support system serve middle managers but in a somewhat different way from MIS, because an MIS use internal data to supply useful information. Okay, it take the data from the TPS. Okay, but DSS use internal data but also combine it with external data to help analyze various decision management must make. So analyzing complex interactive decision is the primary reason for a company to use a DSS. Okay. Serve middle manager support non-routine decision making. Example, what is impact on production schedule? If December sales double, it's not only looking at the TPS or MIS report, but also they need to check the other environment of business. So this DSS often use external information as well from TPS and MIS. So there are two types of DSS: model-driven DSS and data-driven DSS. Okay. Okay, so model-driven DSS and data-driven DSS. Model-driven DSS is the example is voyage estimating system, and data-driven DSS, the example is intra-west marketing analysis system. So if you refer to the books, you can read in page what? In page 70. The explanation of voyage estimating system and intra-west marketing analysis system. So the voyage estimating DSS draws heavily on model. Okay? How to explain? So other business intelligence system are more data driven usually, but this voyage is model driven. Okay. For example, large ski resort companies such as Intrawest and Vail Resort collect and store large amount of customer data from call center, lodging, dining reservations, ski school, ski equipment, rental store. So they use special software to analyze this data to determine the value, revenue potential and loyalty of each customer, to help managers make better decisions about how to target their marketing program. So that one is data driven DSS. It use data to support the decision making. But for model driven DSS, like in voyage estimating system, so voyage, do you know what is voyage? You know, goodbye in French language. So this system actually is about global shipping company that exists primarily to carry bulk cargoes of coal, oil, okay, finished product for its parent company. So the firm owns some vessel and bids for shipping contract in the open market to carry the cargo. So this voyage estimating system calculate the financial and technical voyage detail, and then financial calculation include ship time cost, freight rates for various type of cargo, port expense. So this technical detail will create or will give some pattern. Will give some patterns to the decision making. It can answer such as questions such as, given a customer delivery schedule and offered freight rate, which vessel should be assigned at what rate to maximize profit? What is the optimal speed at which a particular vessel can optimize its profit and still meet its delivery schedule? So this system will give some menu that make it easy for user to enter data or obtain information regarding all these questions. Okay, data driven, the decision is used based on the data. But model driven, some model have been created from the data, and the decision is used from the model. Okay, not straight away from the data. Okay, please read page 70. Okay, on the Lodon book. Okay, this is the illustration of voyage estimating decision support system. So the system usually operate on a powerful desktop personal computer, okay, providing a system of menus, okay. So the user can enter the data, can make an online query, okay. And then this analytical model database. So we have another database. So these are the database, okay, and this one is the analytical model database based on the data. Okay, next, ESS. So before we go to ESS, I just want to give you a summary on a decision support system. What is decision support system? It is used for complex what-if question that require internal and external data compared to the TPS. Okay, TPS only use internal data, but DSS use internal and external data. And the decision at this management level are mostly semi-structured. So the information system will respond to the unique requirements of the activities. Now we look into ESS. So ESS are used at the very upper level of management. So at the strategic level, the typical decision is very unstructured. Okay, it serves senior managers. It addresses strategic issues and long-term trends. For example, what product should we make in 5 years? Look how strategic this decision need to be made It also address non-routine decision making, provide generalized computing capacity that can be applied to changing array of problems. Okay, and then draw summarize information from MIS, DSS, and data from external event, and typically use portal with web interface or digital dashboard to present the content. Okay, so often there is no specific question, but a series of undefined situation the executive may face. There are no easy definable answers. So this executive requires summarized historical information from all other levels of the organization. So coupled with large amounts of external data gathered from many sources. So senior managers will make decisions based on this. Okay, remember, draw summarized information from MIS, DSS, and data from external events. Compared to the DSS, it took data from TPS, MIS, and also external events. So you should know how to differentiate all these three business intelligence system. Okay, it is very important. So to summarize, an executive support system help managers make strategic decision affecting the entire company. So the decision use internal and external data to give executive the information they need to determine the proper course of action in unstructured situation. So this is the illustration of digital dashboard. Okay. Okay. Next, system for linking the enterprise. So I think for this visual, for this video lecture, I think it is enough for you to understand the system for every level of management first. Okay, so I think better for me to continue this system for linking the enterprise in our class tomorrow. Okay, so that's all. Hopefully you can, if you have any question regarding the video lecture, you can't understand or whatever, your idea that you want to present to your friends, please give feedback. Every one of you are encouraged to give feedback on the function forum that I create in the online learning system. Okay, see you tomorrow. Assalamualaikum and good morning.